Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Dandavat pranams. Thank you for joining in for our Ramayana study session. Let's begin with the prayers. Om Agyana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरून् दिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरं हरिः ओं तत्सत् गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तडालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः आराध्य भगवान् ब्रजेशतनयास्तद्धाम वृन्दावनं रम्या काचिदुपासना व्रजवधू वर्गेण वा कल्पिता श्रीमद्भागवतं प्रमाणममलं प्रेम पुमर्तो महान् श्रीचैतन्य महाप्रभोर्मतमिदं तत्र धरनापर सीताराम लक्ष्मण शत्रुघ्न हनुमान जी की जय जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद श्री गुरुदेव की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल Hare Krishna. So dear devotees, thank you very much again, welcoming all for our Ramayana study session. So yesterday we were talking about how the battle has now reached its climax, right? With Ravana is directly coming in, and only after Indrajit, only Kumbhakarna is remaining, and then Ravana himself will enter the battlefield or the arena. So let us quickly continue reading from where we left off yesterday. So now Hanumanji is given the task of going and getting that Sanjeevani herb. All that we will see. So the more we have the attitude to serve Guru and Gauranga, the more we will be given service opportunities. That is what we see when Hanumanji is getting more and more service opportunities to serve Lord Ram. So let's continue reading. Ravana immediately shot 7 beautifully plumed arrows at Lakshman. So who is fighting who here? Ravana is fighting with Lakshmana, right? And then we will see how that directly there will be meeting of Ravana and Lord Ram, right? But in this battle now, Lakshmana is going to fall down unconscious. And then Hanumanji is going to get the Sanjeevani booty and revive Lakshmana. So in this way, Lakshmana is, Hanumanji is getting a lot of opportunities. Okay, devotees would like to read, can raise your hands. Ravana immediately shot 7 beautifully plumed arrows at Lakshmana. The prince instantly responded with 7 of his own arrows, which struck down Ravana's shafts from the air. Again and again, Ravana released deadly arrows, but Lakshman cut them all down. The demon was astonished at Lakshmana's speed and skill. He became incensed and fired more and more arrows in swift succession. Lakshman responded with equal numbers. From his fully drawn bow, he shot at Ravana arrows that shone like fire and flew with the velocity of lightning. Suddenly, seeing an opportunity, Ravana released a celestial arrow that penetrated Lakshman's defenses and struck him on the forehead. Lakshman reeled and his grip on his bow loosened. Crouching down for only a moment, he recovered his senses and stood up, instantly releasing an arrow which cut Ravana's bow into 2. The prince then shot 3 sharp pointed arrows which hit the demon on the chest and made him swoon. When he regained his senses, Ravana took up from his chariot a huge javelin he'd taken from the gods. He hurled it with great force at Lakshmana, and it sped through the air, emitting fire and sparks. Lakshman struck the javelin with his arrows, but it coursed on and hit him full in the chest. Stunned by the javelin, Lakshman fell down in a faint. As he lay there, burning in agony, Ravana quickly ran up to him and attempted to take him captive. The demon violently caught hold of Lakshman with his 20 arms and tried to lift him. But despite exerting himself with all his power, Ravana was unable to even raise the prince's arms. He fell back in amazement and quickly leapt back into his chariot. Hanuman, who had been observing the battle between Ravana and Lakshman, took the opportunity to jump onto Ravana's chariot. Whirling his 2 fists, he struck the demon on the chest, making a sound like a great thunderclap, which filled the 4 quarters. Ravana fell to his knees, blood flowing from his mouth and ears and eyes. He lost consciousness and sank motionless to the floor of his chariot. The gods and rishis, witnessing Hanuman's incredible feat, shouted in joy. Feeling anxiety for Lakshman, Hanuman left aside his dazed foe. He quickly leapt down and gathered up Lakshman in his arms. The monkey easily lifted the prince, although Ravana, the lifter of Mount Kailasha, had not been able to budge him. Hanuman carried the unconscious Lakshman into Rama's presence. So in this way, we were saying about how we will get more and more service opportunities if we only have the desire to do so. Right? When Ravana and Lakshmana were fighting, right? Clearly, Lakshmana fell unconscious. Right? But then Ravana wanted to capture him alive and he wanted to drag him. But he could not even lift the hand of Lakshmana. But Hanumanji, on the other hand, right, when Lord Ram intervened, and in this way Ravana had to retreat, Hanumanji could easily lift Lakshman. So when there is a seva bhav, we get automatically empowered by Guru and Gauranga, by which we are able to render devotional service. So by our own material endeavor, we will not be able to serve, satisfy and please Guru and Gauranga. But when we have the sincere desire to serve, satisfy and please Guru and Gauranga, then we will get the strength, we will get the resources, we will get the money, we will get everything that is required to serve, satisfy and please Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. Anyone else wants to read? Can raise your hands. Let's quickly continue. This is the great battle that is now ensuing, where Hanuman is now getting an opportunity to go and get the Sanjeevani booty to bring Lakshmana back into consciousness, and becomes more dear to Lord Ram, right? Because he actually brings Lakshman back to life. And Lord Ram at the end of it will embrace Hanumanji. And for Ram, Lakshmana is equally a dear brother as Hanumanji. Alright, let's continue. Rama ran his hand over his brother's face. Slowly Lakshman came back to consciousness and Rama said to him, "The demon tried to take you captive, but that sinful being could not lift you, protected as you are by virtue. I cannot brook this attack upon you, O Lord. I shall immediately go and destroy this demon." Hearing this, Hanuman folded his palms and asked Ram, "Please mount upon my back and allow me to carry you to Ravana. Fight the demon from my back. even as Vishnu fights upon Garuda. Rama at once climbed onto Hanuman's shoulders, and the monkey swiftly went to Ravana. Twanging his bowstring and making a sharp sound that reverberated like thunder, Rama called out to the demon, "Stand, O best of the Rakshasas! You will not escape today. Soon you will follow the path trodden by your 14,000 followers in Janasthana." Ravana was seized with anger. He let go hundreds of flaming arrows, which struck Hanuman all over his body. Keeping a tight hold on Rama, the monkey bore the arrows without flinching. His energy and vigor only grew as Ravana assaulted him. So Rama.
Welcome to Signet Time. You are ready to rock.
So this is almost the climax of the war, right? On both sides, the leaders are actually engaging in the war, right? Who are fighting? Rama and Ravana are now facing each other, right? So this we can say is a kind of a climax of the war. Of course, there will be more. Kumbhakarna will have to come now, and later on many things will happen. But here we are seeing that Rama and Ravana are in front of each other. Right? His energy and vigor only grew as Ravana assailed him. Whose energy? Lord Ram. Rama was infuriated by Ravana's attack on Hanuman. He drew his bow to a circle and fired shafts which tore Ravana's chariot to pieces. Its standard, wheels, horses, canopy, shields and driver all fell to the ground. Rama then struck Ravana himself on the chest with arrows that flew with blinding speed. The demon who withstood Indra's thunderbolt was rocked by Rama's arrows, and he dropped his bow. He swooned and lay gasping. Rama took up a crescent-headed shaft and tore off Ravana's diadem, of which he was so proud. Rama did not consider the Rakshasa to be a king in any way. With another arrow, he broke apart the demon's bow. He then spoke to the half-conscious Ravana. "You are clearly exhausted from the battle. As you are unable to properly defend yourself, it is not right that I kill you this time. Therefore, O valiant one, return to Lanka. Once you have rested, come out again, and you shall witness my strength in battle." Ravana scrambled to his feet. With his chariot shattered, his diadem ripped off, and his bow destroyed, the Rakshasa was a sorry sight. He turned and flew towards Lanka with his vanity crushed. The other Rakshasas followed him, and the battle ceased for the time being. Rama and Lakshmana comforted the wounded monkeys, and they all rested, awaiting the return of Ravana and his troops. So in this way, we see that if Rama wanted, he could have killed Ravana immediately and the war would have ended. And immediately they could have captured Sita. But Rama is Maryada Purushottam. He did not want to kill Ravana when Ravana was, almost unconscious. His chariot is all taken away, right? His chariot all broken apart, right? So in this way, Lord Ram leaves Ravana to go back, get rejuvenated and come back to fight. This is even when the stage where Lakshmana is unconscious. So in this way, Lord Ram is teaching us a lesson, right? How it is very important to follow dharma in all situations. So ultimately, when we follow dharma, we get eternal success. But if we take up the shortcut ways to some or the other win, then we will incur either pious reactions or impious reactions, both of which will enable us, will force us to take up another body in this material world. But when we perform our dharma simply for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga, then we'll be performing a karma. That means we will not be having any kind of karmic reactions because of which we'll have to take birth again in this world. We may, by the grace of Guru and Gauranga, go back home, back to Godhead. All right, let's start the next chapter. Chapter number 8, the colossal demon. Ravana returned to Lanka, feeling highly disturbed. Overcome by Rama, like an elephant defeated by a lion, he felt humiliated. Remembering the force of Rama's irresistible arrows, he wondered what action to take. He summoned his counselors, who then entered the council chamber and surrounded Ravana as he sat upon his throne. The demon looked around and spoke to them, still shaking from his fight with Rama. "It seems that all my asceticism has proved useless, for I have been utterly vanquished by a mere mortal. I am now recalling Brahma's boon, which excluded protection from humans. I think this Rama is the one referred to by King Anaranya, long ago slain by me. Again, the curse of Vedavati comes to my mind. Surely that lady has been born as Sita. The predictions of those endowed with divine sight always come to pass. Considering all this, O mighty Rakshasas, strive in every way to protect me. A great danger has now arrived at my door. Right. So here again we see Ravana has got all the negative omens. Right. He is remembering that he does not have immunity against human beings, and this Rama, right, is in the form of a human being, and he's already got almost 19% defeated. Right. But what does he want to say? He wants to continue fighting because Vinashakale Viparita Buddhi. Although he is very learned, he is a Brahmana. Yet, what is it? He is not able to make the right decision of even now, if you were to surrender to Lord Ram would still forgive and accept Ravana. Right? If you only were to return Mother Sita. But yet, what is Ravana trying to do? He is only requesting all the Rakshasas, some or the other, protect me, save me. This is foolishness, isn't it? But then we can even surrender to the Lord only by the Lord's own mercy. Right? For which we need to have Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. So who can surrender to the Lord? Only such Mahatma, such rare souls who are very great souls who have rendered devotional service. Only they can surrender to Krishna. Not everyone can surrender to Krishna, even in times of great danger. That's the sad part for Ravan. All right, Rajneesh Prabhu, please go ahead and read. Ravana then thought of Kumbhakarna.
Ravana then thought of Kumbhakarna. It was time to rouse him. When his fearsome brother marched out, the monkeys would flee in all directions. In battle, his body grew to immense proportions. He took, with each step he took, he could crush an entire division of warriors. He would make short work of Rama's army. But how to wake him? Brahma's boon to him was more like a curse. He remained buried in the deepest sleep for 6 months, imper- impervious to everything. It had only been 10 days since he had last gone to sleep. Ravana issued orders for Rakshasa
To
to go
Kumbhakarna's.
in their thousands to Kumbhakarna chamber. They should raise a terrific din and try to wake him. The Rakshas left at once and went quickly to Kumbhakarna abode, which was in subterranean cavern. Pushing back the enormous gates, the Rakshas entered the cavern. They were defeated by the sounds of his snoring and almost blown over by the blast of his breath. The Rakshas then saw Kumbhakarna's stupendous body lying in slumber within the vast cave, which was lit by innumerable celestial gems. They piled up great mounds of meat and other foods by his side. Feasts of antelopes, buffaloes, and boars were placed next to him, along with massive pails of blood. They, they anointed they anointed him with heavily perfumes and daubed him with the finest sandal paste. Costly incense was lit, and crowds of Yatudhanas Yatudhanas began to extol Kumbhakarna with poetic phrases. Other Rakshas thundered like clouds and blew their great conch shells with full force, clapping their arms, beating drums, and roaring like lions. The demons raised a tremendous uproar. As the noise issued from the cave, beasts fled in all directions, and birds fell down stunned.
But Kumbhakarna did not stir. Haribol.
एक मिनट. But Kumbhakarna did not stir. The Rakshas then took hold of maces, mallets, boulders, and flat swords. They beat the limbs of the colossal Rakshas, hundreds of demons mounted Kumbhakarna's chest and pounded him with their fists, but were thrown off by the wind of his breath. Then thousand Rakshas surrounded him and all at once began to roar and strike his body with their hard fists. Still he would not awaken.
This is the
Unable
embodiment
to
of
rouse
Ravana.
Kumbh- Unable to rouse Kumbhakarna, the Rakshas became more and more furious. They made an even louder noise, hitting huge drums with all their strength and blowing their conches taken from the bottom of the ocean. Some of them tore out his hair, while others bit his ears. Hundreds of pails of water were thrown on Kumbhakarna's face. The Rakshas then had 1,000 elephants run up and down Kumbhakarna's monstrous body, while at the same time striking him with fully grown thar trees. At last he began to stir, feeling a light feeling a light touch on his body. Kumbhakarna opened his eyes, stretched his limbs. The Rakshas and elephants were thrown to the ground and scattered as he sat up and yawned. His mouth appeared like another great cavern, and his luminous eyes resembled two blazing planets. Kumbhakarna reached out and scooped up the food that lay around him. He consumed all of it and kept down many pails of blood and wine. When he was sated, the other demons came and respectfully bowed before him, looking at them with eyes still heavy from sleep. Kumbhakarna questioned them. Why have I been roused from my slumber? I hope everything is well with Ravana and his Lanka. Or perhaps some great peril has arrived. If so, then I shall proceed from here at once to remove the cause of your fear without delay. Tell me, O Rakshas, what should I do? A
Hare
minister of
Krishna. Thank
Ravana
you.
named
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavatana. Thank you so much. Okay, so here we see this Kumbhakarna is an embodiment of Rajoguna and Tamoguna. One is he was not willing to wake up, right? He was completely because of the boon that he's received. 6 months only he'll be awake, and 6 months he'll be continuously sleeping. Right? If anybody wakes him up, then that will be the end of it. Like when he woke up and yawned and stretched his body, right? All of the Rakshasas and elephants, everybody got thrown away by his sheer body weight, like that. And then when he got up, we can see sincerity towards his brother Ravana, because he knew that nobody will have the guts to wake him up unless Ravana or Lanka is in some kind of danger. So he asks, "Oh Rakshasas, why have you woken me up? Right? Is Ravana or Lanka in danger?" So in this way, he has his gratitude towards his brother. He has a seva bhav towards his brother. Unfortunately, his brother is on the adharmic side. So that's very unfortunate. So let's see what happens. Now Ravana will ask Kumbhakarna to go and fight the battle, and let's see what happens in the battle. All right. Karpagavalli Mataji, please go ahead. A minister of Ravana named Upaksha replied. Please unmute Mataji. Yeah. Internet, I don't think so. Try Mataji. Yes.
Am I
go ahead.
audible, Mataji?
Yes.
I screen, I'm not able to see the screen. Now, okay. Kumbhakarna was not from that, Mataji.
A minister of Ravana
A
named
minister of
Upaksha.
from where? Okay, Mataji. A minister of Ravana named Vipaksha replied, a formidable danger has beset us all of a sudden. Monkeys like great mountains have laid siege to the city. Each of them resembles a single monkey who killed Prince Aksha and set fire to Lanka. At their head is Rama, so sorely grieved and angered by Sita's abduction. Even our Lord Ravana was overpowered by him in an encounter and then released. So Kumbhakarna was not surprised. He had already warned his brother about Rama. It seemed that the time for the inevitable battle had arrived. Rama's power would now be tested to the full. Kumbhakarna spoke in a voice that boomed around the cavern. This very day I shall wipe out an entire army of monkeys. The Rakshasa may gorge themselves with their flesh. I myself shall drink the blood of Rama and Lakshmana. Kumbhakarna sprang to his feet and washed his face. He called for more drink and quickly swallowed 2,000 pints of strong wine. Slightly inebriated and anticipating the excitement of battle, Rakshasa left his cave and marched towards Ravana's palace, shaking the earth with his very step. He was surrounded by Rakshasas who ran in joint palms and continuously sang his praises. From outside the city, the monkeys saw Kumbhakarna rising above the city was like a mountain peak. They cried in fear and fell stunned to the earth. They fled in all directions, seized by panic. Seeing Kumbhakarna was adorned with a blazing diadem, moving within the city. The monkeys were struck with terror. They rushed to Rama's tent, calling for him to come out quickly. Rama came out holding his bow. He saw the huge Rakshasa glowing with a brilliant effulgence. Rama's eyes opened wide with astonishment. He asked Vishnu, "Who is this fellow resembling the way in a very way a shining mountain?" Simply upon seeing him, the monkeys have been put to fight. I have never seen such a creature. Mataji, scroll up on that. Vibhishna Vibhishna told Rama everything about Kumbhakarna. Describing the power of Ravana's immense brother, he said, "This demon has defeated Indra and all the gods in battle. He has crushed and devoured tens of thousands of mighty Daitas and Dhanavas. Indeed, this one has consumed innumerable living beings. It was for this reason that Brahma conceived to have him set into continuous slumber. The gods feared that he would render all the world's defeated creatures, all of them eaten by him. Obviously, Ravana, fearful of you, has roused him for the battle." Vibhishna suggested that Rama informed the monkeys that Kumbhakarna was only a mechanical device, otherwise they would never be able to muster up the courage to face him in a battle. Rama smiled. There was no need for that. He would himself be with his natural motor function. He ordered Nila to quickly arrange the troops for battle. They should be reassured that Rama would himself face the Colossus. Taking hold of mountain peaks, trees, and various weapons, the monkeys deployed themselves around Lanka. Awaiting Kumbhakarna's appearance, Rama himself stood with Lakshman, both of them holding their bows and facing the city. In Lanka, Kumbhakarna would change his form and size and will. He has reached Ravana's palace. He found his elder brother seated in a Pushpaka chariot, appearing perturbed and anxious. Bowing low at his feet, Kumbhakarna inquired what service he should render. Ravana was joyous upon seeing his brother. He expected him to say, "No one."
Mataji, again, now your voice is breaking. Okay. All right. So here, what are we seeing? We are seeing that Rama himself is going to meet Kumbhakarna. And Kumbhakarna, by his size and by his eating abilities, his sleeping abilities, he's actually, the best of those who are in the mode of passion and ignorance. Passion and ignorance combined. Because he can eat so much, he can drink so much wine, 2,000 liters or whatever it is mentioned, right? And in this way, when he walks, the whole earth is trembling and shaking, right? And Vibhishana tells Lord Ram, but that Ravana has specifically woken him up, so that this fight between Rama and Ravana, so that he could win this battle with Lord Ram. So he sent his mighty power general, who's Kumbhakarna. And Rama and Lakshmana, of course, they are the supreme personality of Godhead. So they are not bewildered by what they are seeing. They are only arranging their troops, getting Nila to arrange everything so that the fight can continue. So let's see how does this span out, this wonderful war between Kumbhakarna and Lord Ram and Lakshmanji. Okay. So, and Ravana is overjoyed. At least somebody is there who can help him save his face, isn't it? Navkishori Mataji, please go ahead. Ravana was joyous upon seeing his brother.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you. Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Ravana was joyous upon seeing his brother, and he directed him to sit down on his splendid heavenly seat. He told him, sorry, he told him what had transpired. O mighty one, just see how the woods and groves of Lanka have been converted into a sea of monkeys. Already they have slain many of the foremost fighters among the Rakshasas. I have been unable to overcome them by any means. Therefore, I have sought you as my only shelter. I can think of no other way to defeat this Simeon army. Beloved brother, you have routed the gods and Danavas many times. Be my savior today and crush Rama and his followers without delay. Kumbhakarna became angry. Were you not warned? He retorted, you are now preparing the fruits of your rash and sinful act of stealing Sita. Had you heeded the advice of your well-wishers and acted in accord with a political wisdom, you would never have found yourself in such a mess. Hearing Ravana reprimanded by Kumbhakarna, the minister Mahodara came to his defense. Ravana acted properly in stealing Sita. He argued the duty of all beings is to secure their happiness by any means. Even virtue is only a means to ensure one's happiness. Therefore, Ravana's theft of Sita meant as it was for his pleasure was rightly done. Ravana also did not like his brother's speech, and he answered angrily, what use is this lecturing now? We face the greatest danger we have even known. This is the time for action, not words. Whether I have acted wisely or not is of little consequence now. Let us do what must be done. Kumbhakarna smiled. At ease, dear brother, he said soothingly. I spoke only out of my love for you. It is only the duty of a well-wisher to tender proper advice. I shall now fight. You should cast away your fear. Soon you will see the monkey army stretched out on the battlefield. Rama's head will be brought before you. Sugriva and the other monkey chiefs will be thrown about like so many pieces of dust. Kumbhakarna wanted his prowess at length, growing more and more enraged. He did not care if Brahma, Indra, and Yamraja appeared on the battlefield. There would be no shelter for Rama and his army. Mahodara spoke again. O Kumbhakarna, you are powerful and brave, but you should give up any thought of defeating Rama. That human has already killed 14,000 powerful Rakshasas single-handedly. He is now decimating our army. I do not think further battle with him is at all wise. Mahodara was afraid. He suggested that Ravana use trickery to win over Sita. The demon king should convince her that Rama was dead, and then she would submit to him. This would deprive Rama of all energy. Both Ravana and Kumbhakarna told Mahodara to be quiet. That plan had already failed. There was no avoiding the battle now, short of returning Sita, and that was out of the question. Kumbhakarna boomed. I shall now march you out to make good the disastrous policy you have initiated. O king, you are surrounded by useless ministers like Mahodara. They simply acquaint out of fear and lead you into more and more danger, which they are then powerless to prevent. It is fortunate for you that I am here as your protector. Ravana laughed heartily to see his brother's resolve. Surely he would now be saved. Not one could face Kumbhakarna and live. This would be glorious day for Rakshasas. Ravana sprang up and placed a beautiful gold necklace around his brother's neck. He also adorned him with a numerous other gem stud ornament and had many fragrant garlands put on him.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji,
Everyone.
thank you so much.
So now the great war between Kumbhakarna and Lord Ram and Lakshman is going to ensue. So the Zoom session will end in about a minute. Yeah. So we need to rejoin. Yes, we'll have the shloka test in this link only. But that will be, we'll start at 12:05 just after this meeting. So we'll quickly end with Harinam Sankirtan, glorifying Sita Ram Lakshmana Shatrugna Hanuman Ji ki Jai. So tomorrow we'll meet again at 11 o'clock as we continue with our study of Ramayana for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga. And of course, we meet at 4:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time as we continue with our chanting during the auspicious Brahma Muhurta time. So we are all conscious that next 3 days is the most auspicious Shri Krishna Janmashtami. We're preparing our consciousness for the most auspicious occasion of Shri Krishna Janmashtami by chanting more Hare Krishna Mahamantra, by singing nice bhajans in glorification of the Lord, by studying Ramayana, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita. In this way, we please Guru and Gauranga. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram. Sita Ram Jaya 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 Sita Ram. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Gurudev, Gurudev Nitai, Gaura Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol Nitai, Gaura Hari Bol. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, Shri Gurudev ki jai, Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrind ki jai, सीताराम लक्ष्मण शत्रुघ्न हनुमान जी की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद रामायण की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल. Hare Krishna. So thank you, devotees. We will end the session now. Tomorrow we'll meet at 4:30 a.m. for our Brahma Muhurta chanting session. Until then, happy chanting, happy performing devotional service. Then with pranams to all, Hare Krishna.